That doesn't make it okay.
I think it's just escalating right quick. We don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want anybody getting hurt in the process of getting up to eat.
We got all retired special ops guys, law enforcement. We're not trying to be wrong. So who do we talk to make this happen the right way?
I think it looks too late. I think they're going to take the count.
Well, we could de-escalate things. They don't have enough numbers to do that. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. See? It's not going to be good, dude.
Now the crowd's going to go crazy.
It's not going to be good.
This is not liberal.
What's up? Do what?
I said go ahead and make your way that way because they'll listen. You guys get
followers. If you guys get a way to get him to speak to the crowd, I promise you he's going to de-escalate it.
What we don't want is it spun. Alex Jones takes Capitol fucking grounds. That's not good, dude.
No, I would say try to talk to somebody.
I could probably get those people off there before they storm the whole Capitol.
You see anybody see yellow cord?
I'd already talked to one. He was talking to somebody, but
Yeah.
Anybody can do it, he can do it.
just get him up there.
Yeah,
Hey, Tim. Just get him up there.
If they let
Just
me
do
up
it.
there, probably not now. They've already gone in.
But we know we might catch a bang or two.
Remember 3 months ago, before the election, I launched the website 79days.news for the 79 days of hell. And a lot of people said, Jones.
Steve Bitchute, who demanded and got my firing because of this ridiculous nonsense 2 days after the election, got 4 million views, and so Alex Jones doubled down on it because that's all he cares about, his views. Truth doesn't matter. What happens to this country doesn't matter. It's my views, and do I look good on camera? Bitchute came on with Owen Schroyer. Let me just read you some of this stuff because it hasn't really aged well, but I think it encapsulates the deception, the manipulation of these narcissist celebrities that has destroyed this country, telling people, hold back, don't do anything about the vaccine, don't do anything about the lockdown. Trump's got it. He's got it. Trust the man, trust the plan, trust the party. Bitchute, this is 2 days after the election. I was not given permission to say what I'm saying now, last night. This is really a sting operation. November the 5th, he said this. Trump knew this was happening. Eric knew and warned the public. We watermarked every ballot with what's called the QFS blockchain encryption code. We know pretty well where every ballot went and who has it. We reversed the entire game of war.
Get the fuck out.
Along the line.
I would love nothing more.
I bet you would. Please, I'll help you. One-way ticket the fuck out of here.
Where do you want to go, Africa?
Where the fuck do you want to go?
You want to go to Africa?
I will take it and I will use
Hey, you want to go to Nambia? You want to go to
Hey,
Nambia?
what's your name? We'll buy you a ticket. What's your name?
I said Nambia, you
Just
stupid
get
fuck.
me a
You look at a
ticket.
map.
What's your name so we can get you a ticket?
China?
You can get me a ticket without my name.
Shut the fuck up.
And it goes on to say, none of this was unexpected. All of this was expected. All of this is part of the sting operation that we're running. And let me ask you, do you think that this was unexpected? Do you think this was a false flag? Steve Bitchute goes on to say, and let me tell you that 48 hours ago, not only did we put markers on that ballot, those ballots, but I can,
to then be
48
able
hours
to
I did
use that to reverse engineer any other government computer they could get access to. So that's what I think is going on. That's why I think all the people that went to Pelosi's office are the ones that are being chased after by the FBI and the DOJ. And the connection, of course, is that it is those individuals that are being pursued, not the other, however many people were inside the Capitol building that day, but the people that got into Pelosi's office. And, of course, you're seeing the rumors saying, oh, it was military intelligence that went in there and got her laptop. I mean, I don't know why they would have to do it that way, but okay, whatever. The point is, Pelosi's in panic, and she's probably on the phone with the FBI and the DOJ every hour on the hour asking for developments, seeing if they've tracked down that laptop. I think she's afraid of whatever they may find on there. And I think that's why you're seeing this unrelenting pursuit of the individuals that were inside Pelosi's office, but seemingly no one else. So very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And all these developments going on in D.C. right now are certainly curious, are they not? Because there's always the leftist double standard that you would expect. Oh, let New York, let Portland, let Seattle burn. Oh, but no, don't come after us. The real criminals in D.C., we're calling in the military. Something seems off here.
Mic check, mic check.
So,
okay, so right before
I heard the Steve
I was just eating lunch real quick, and I just decided to go check out a couple of feeds to see what was going on the streets today. And man, right here on this feed over here where you see David Knight, they were just flashbang after flashbang after flashbang. And Alex Jones was trying to talk to the police like, hey, let me get up here on these Capitol steps. Let me get on the Capitol steps. Let me calm them down. Let me calm them down. And they're like, you know, this is going to get really bad. It's going to really bad. The cops said that they had already breached the left side of the Capitol, the same place where they had breached before. Flashbangs kept going off in the background. Alex Jones and somebody else, I think Ali Alexander was like, let's just go on the steps. They said Alex Jones was like, man, we're probably going to take a couple of flashbangs before we can even make it to the steps. And then the feed cut. So I'm not really sure what's happening right now. This is right here. This block right here is inside the Capitol building. There were some people running out of this doorway right here. I mean, look at that. That looks like a journalist or something. But there was people running out of this doorway right here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yes, this is right now. Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I would imagine.
Stein, the list goes on. But you know, it's so unlike Donald Trump, the man, to go out with a whimper.
Yeah, JM, this is right now.
And remember what he said on Inauguration Day. His words, not mine. He'll have
like
to eat
my
these words.
my
I hope he doesn't
my
have
jaw
to,
was on the
but
floor before I went
what did
live.
he
I was like,
say?
no
I'm
way
gonna
that
give
they're
the government back
breaching the
to
Capitol again.
you.
I mean, they
I'm
just
gonna give
announced
the
that they have
government back to we the
impeached
people, and America
Trump
will never be a
for the
socialist
second
country.
time.
Well, we're 7 days away.
So I thought it was.
From
I
we
mean,
the
there
people
are some.
losing
I don't know if they're really fucking patriots or
from
not.
America becoming a
Are
socialist
Trump supporters, but they cut the
And
feed
so
and
the
went straight to
president
David Knight.
has
It
7
was on
days to make good on those
band.video.
words, and boy, I hope he
I
does.
don't
He
know
will
what
live in
happened. They
infamy
cut
as
the
an
feed
American legend and icon and a
while
world hero forever.
Alex Jones was trying to get on the Capitol steps.
So that's what I think is going on with the Pelosi laptop and the FBI and the DOJ in a relentless pursuit of anybody that went in her office. I think they're panicked. In fact, I know they're panicked. Question is why.
Now, you need high-quality storable foods. The entire globalist operation is about making you dependent. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. And there's a lot of check boxes that every person needs to have ready for themselves and their family, like a firearm, water filtration, store.
Give me just a minute. Let me see if I can find some other streams that might be going on right now from down there. Okay, we got nothing here. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of good stuff for later tonight. Give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to find.
We will use it
some
in
other
any way we
feeds that
need.
are
It's a
live.
very sophisticated code. It's a very sophisticated disinformation tactic. So, where are we now? After what has happened, after they went ahead with this, after they allowed all of this to happen, knowing that it was going to result in half of the country coming after the other half. The planned chaos, the planned division, the massive clustering of people here to support President Trump, not their own jobs, not their own lives and liberties, but President Trump, because he's all that matters. He's our savior now. We have bought into this mindset that Washington and a president will solve everything for us. And so now we are suffering the same kind of despair that the left did 4 years ago. All is lost because our lives are over. The other team is in charge. But here's how they're using it already. You see the
Rush
5 terrorism trends.
Those individuals are globalist, they're leftist, they're Antifa, they're FBI bots who are the same people in the 90s that would go infiltrate legitimate militia groups and then set them up to go to prison. That's what the modern Q movement has become, is a digital version of that, where they tell people they're under orders from the president to go out and attack governors' mansions and get secret documents and invade all these facilities, and that then you're going to be able to change the whole world what you magically do. That's why last week at the storming of the D.C. Capitol by a few hundred idiots,
They're all taking pictures
compared
of
to
the
the hundreds of
impeachment
thousands of
documents.
peaceful outside, they had zip ties. They were there to arrest Pelosi. They were there to get her laptop. All these fake Q generals told you, oh, it's special forces, it's a raid. To get people to do this to legitimize the takedown of Trump. I've been proven right about all of this.
So also, before I started checking streams, there's something going on in Kansas City, Missouri. I think there were some cops that attended the Capitol protest off duty, and they said that they were starting to arrest police officers that were at the Capitol as well on the 6th in Kansas City, Missouri, and that they would be pressing seditious charges.
Agents are fighting for Trump in America. That's not how this works. This is a setup. You've been warned. I'm Alex Jones. I've always been true. Please pray to God and please do the right thing.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the feed. I didn't catch the streaming channel that was had it going.
That's right. The Democrats slept all summer of 2020.
And it actually looks
when
like they
cities
have
were
it in the
burned to the
background.
ground. Dozens
I
of
cannot
people were
find
murdered in cold blood.
who was
Hundreds
streaming
of police
that.
were hospitalized. $2.2 billion in property damage. Oh, but then there was a little kerfuffle in D.C. as they were stealing our election. And now it's total panic, all hands on deck. And, you know, just the sick, evil, disingenuous nature to sit here and say, oh, Trump caused it, just shows you how evil these people really are and how Trump must act to bring them to heel. That's who needs to be brought to heel. These out-of-control, corrupt congressmen, politicians, and media members that are so brazen in their lies and in their fraud. As the New York Post puts it, liberal amnesia. Democrats suffer from liberal amnesia over past violence from the left. But it's not just the amnesia of forgetting about all the violence. It's forgetting that they promoted it. Ever heard of the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, we need to have like a new cliche. Oh, this is the Democrats calling for peace. Ha! Oh, this is the Democrats saying there was an insurrection at the Capitol. Give me a break. The pot calling the kettle black. Oh, that's like a Democrat calling you a liar. I mean, where do you go? So that's where we're at. Now, remember, we've been covering this individual. He goes by Jaden X. I always forget his name. What is it, John Earl or something? You guys remember? John Earl Sullivan. Well, take a look at what we've now discovered. A post he made on January 6th where he's dressed in a Trump hat. And he says, counter intel. Oh, but there were no left-wing infiltrators. There was no Antifa. There was no BLM infiltration. Even though every time Trump supporters go to D.C., there's a huge contingent of them. You didn't see them on January 6th. Why? Because they infiltrated the Trump supporters and caused the violence. Of course they did. So just more evidence of that coming out. But, you know, I'll say this. I'm serious. And you know what? Well, how do I say this? Because it happens on air when Alex and I will be discussing this. But Alex said, you know, we should do a better job of reaching out to the left. We've had these debates on air. And, you know, I'll just say this. We may not be able to fully get along with our political adversaries and communists. And we may never see things eye to eye and we'll disagree on things. But you know what? Here's an understanding we need to have. And soon, or it's going to be hell to pay. We all are anti-establishment. And so
I have
we need to
no
all
idea what's
find
going
a
on.
way,
Nothing
a
is being put
measurement,
out there.
a
She
clear-cut
said,
avenue.
yeah, I have no
that
idea. Like
is
they
the
literally cut the feed. I have
agenda,
no
because
fucking
the
clue what's going
establishment
on.
isn't out to get black people or this race or that religion or any of that stuff. It's
shit,
out to get all of us. It's out to end human freedom. And
Dude, there
I'll
was a
stop right
shit
there before
ton
I
of
get
people.
too deep down the rabbit hole, but that's where it's at. This was the headline on Politico. Son
There's
of
a
Brooklyn
fucking shit
judge
ton of
charged in federal court for role in
Alex
Capitol
Jones
riot.
was freaking the fuck out. Like, this is gonna be
No, it's
horrible. This is
funny
gonna be
that
horrible.
They left something out.
Yeah, and they cut the
and
fucking
by the
feed.
omission of that something, I think you know what it is. Well, who was that judge? Well, that would be Brooklyn Supreme Court Judge Stephen
Like these people
Mostovsky.
were at the Capitol building,
Democrat.
the walls of the building. They were not
A
outside
Democrat.
at the boundaries where the fence
Now, see,
is.
if it was
They
a
were
Republican judge,
literally
they'd say, son
at
of
the
Republican
freaking door
judge
again.
charged in federal court. But since it's a Democrat,
off
they
to
don't
the
say it.
side.
But yeah, it was a Democrat.
Okay, you remember how they were
Democrat
breaching
judge,
through all that
his
construction
son.
and
Now,
scaffolding
I'm not
and
saying
stuff
his
like
son
that?
was an infiltrator. We
That's
really
like
don't
it
know.
looked like the
but
exact same
maybe
spot.
He was. He's got the same buffalo outfit on
But I
as
don't
our
understand,
Q
like all
shaman.
these protesters over here
So
are being
there
held
he is in,
off
like,
of the
a fox
Capitol
skin.
grounds.
The son of a Democrat judge breaching the Capitol. And they won't even mention he's a Democrat. There he is standing next to a guy with a Confederate flag, too. So, it's interesting. Very interesting
And they've
indeed.
purged so many journalists from social media. Like I can't even go to my usual streams to find
Tried to set pipe bombs up in Democrat and Republican headquarters.
to even find people.
Weird how this story kind of just goes away, though, and we can't identify this individual. Hundreds of people are being investigated for their role in breaching the Capitol, but the pipe bomber, they can't find him. Nope, can't find him. We'll never know who that guy is. But it's just more proof that this was an attempt at a massive false flag on January 6th. By the grace of God, we were able to avoid. The National Review. Let me give you a quick history lesson. A short history lesson of the National Review. Let's see, what was it? June.
There's got to be something on banned video. Hang on. Ah, fuck. This was from fucking January.
No hand, nothing. I'm with Alex Jones, man. I'm telling you right now, he just tried to de-escalate this stuff.
Hello?
If we can talk to someone and get him up there. We can get
Hello?
them to
Take
back
over
off.
the East Front's a problem now.
This is the problem?
East Front is a problem now.
Okay, so we need to get him
Okay,
up there.
guys. Hang on. Hey, Jay. No, it's a fucking restream that said it was live. Yeah, I just freaking found out. Yeah. It's a freaking restream, like right as everything was happening, but they have it labeled as live. Yeah. All right. Bye. All right, guys. My bad. It looks like they were having a restream of Alex Jones, but they were saying all of this shit was live. So, my bad, guys. False alarm. Apologies. I guess that's a good thing, though, huh? My bad, folks.